morning, traders. It is 6:35 a.m. on June 14th. It's Friday. It's 6:35 a.m. Pacific time. Welcome to my journal. This is the Jigsaw daytradr platform. These are order book, depth of market, price ladders. Typically, is what people call them. Any of the above are perfectly acceptable. Excuse me. Basically, the layout is left to right. There are 5 products here. This is the futures products. Over here is the Ultra Bond. That's symbol UB. Here's ZB, which is the 30-year bond. ZF, which is the 5-year. ZN, which is the 10-year, and all the way over here is the ES, E-mini S&P. And it normally works as an inverse correlator to these products. So when this product is going down, these products are going up. Normally. So I've had some data come out, pretty big overnight range. What came out first? It was the retail sales. It was pretty much right on as expected. And the 10-year was trading up here, which we'll see in the chart when we review it really quick. And then it shot all the way down, started to develop a little bit of a base here, and then shot down again. And then we had a little bit more data come out at 6:15, and that was industrial production, manufacturing production, and that was a pretty solid number. So that drove this market down a little bit further. And then now it's starting to bid back up with cash open. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at the overnight. Like I said, we opened right around here. Just went sideways, pretty typical. Got bid up. It's developed all that developed the volume that you saw on the volume profile, and then here's the data. Came out, shot down. Traded here for a little while, a little bit more data came out, shot it down again. You can see a little volume spike, and now we're back up here trading back into this profile. Probably could look at 12 area as maybe some resistance, but we'll see. Today is actually Friday, so we had retail sales come out, we had industrial production, we have consumer sentiment in about 22 minutes, so keep a heads up for that. As far as areas of interest, the overnight low was something that was interesting in the 10-year until we just blew right through it. That might act as a little bit of resistance, but it looks like the structure's kind of breaking down a little bit at this point. Everything just sort of sold down and then returned right back up to its point of control. So for the 5-year, it's got a ways to go. Ultra Bond's right back at its point of control, as is the 30-year. So we have a little bit of time, I think. Typically, I don't like to trade in the first 10-15 minutes of cash open. Not only that, but we're not really at any sort of areas of interest. I don't think I finished that quite as much, but I'm just not really seeing anything unless we do like a double bottom here. We could look to buy that back up. Or we get up into yesterday's high or 12-13 area with this taper down. See if we get some sort of reaction there and try to play something back down. But that's about it. Yesterday, after the auction, just a little bit of an aside before I kind of pause this up and start to focus. But yesterday, after the auction, it was several minutes after the auction, probably 20-30 minutes. I just happened to be here doing something else, and I glanced over at what was going on with the markets, and we had the 30-year, the 5-year, and the 10-year all pushing highs at the time. A lot better structure than we have today. And I noticed that the Ultra Bond was like 8 or 9 ticks off the high still. So imagine it was like way down in here. And I just thought, you know, that needs to catch up. It just has to. They started, you know, the 10-year was definitely pushing highs. You could see it, just, it wasn't going to, there was no sellers were not going to push this thing back down. So I just quickly enabled this this DOM real quick to take orders, and I just bought it at market, and sure as shit, the thing just shot back up and shot up about 10 to 12 ticks. It's pretty awesome. So I would say in the future, just keep an eye out for stuff like that. I'm going to leave that on. I'm not necessarily going to trade it per se, but I'm just going to keep an eye out. If you have a market that's lagging and the other markets definitely look like they're going to push it, you see something like that, then by all means take full advantage of it. And with that said, don't really think there's anything else left to review this morning, so I'm going to pause the video. Again, if we get back down here to the overnight or the current low, do a bit of a double bottom, something like that. Might trade that, but otherwise kind of sitting on our hands. Okay, we're back. It's 7:11 a.m. We traded quite a bit higher off those lows back when I stopped the video, and we got up here to this little taper I referenced earlier. It's been quite a bit of back and forth. Started to really develop this volume node here. There's a lot of seller absorption of buyers, and then sellers kind of stepped up and started to push this thing back down. And what kind of bothers me a little bit is this big selling number here. The buyers are sort of absorbing a lot of the selling that's happening right here at this level. Don't really dig that too much. So I'm hoping that sellers can just overwhelm and push this thing back down. We'll see. Definitely wrong at 14.5. There was a moment when buyers pushed through this level, basically after all this absorption happened, and then sellers managed to get it right back down, more or less. I think what we need to see is the ES continue to develop this base down here and push a lot higher, get back up, start making new highs, and that will put enough pressure on what's going on over here to get all this back down to the point of control for all these products. So we got one tick in our favor. We just need sellers to start piling on here. They're going to realize they missed this opportunity up here. Maybe if it ticks back up, they'll jump in. If not, you'll see them start to pile on down here. Nobody wants to miss out on a move. Just need these bids to start pulling off. Perfect. Look at that. Just eroded right off. Definitely a different kind of a feel than even before the data started coming out. You can see prices are just, the bids and offers are flipping around quite a bit. Definitely a lot of algo activity. And they're reacting to what's going on over here on the ES. And just real quick, today is, or this week I should say, well, mainly today, excuse me, because after today it'll be complete, but this is rollover for the ES. So if we look at a volume, at how the volume's traded right now, actually September just pulled ahead of June. When I checked it about a half an hour ago, June was still in in the lead. So this is the June contract over here. So that makes for a little bit of volatility as far as, you know, rollover. And it can disconnect. In fact, it probably will disconnect. I don't know what the spread is between June and September, but they can definitely disconnect those two. They should be trading in parity. But it just makes for kind of a volatile environment. So far so good still. I thought for sure we'd have 12.5 by now because of the way that bid pulled off. Looks like we're taking another shot at it right now. Everybody else is staying offer at the current lows right now. That's good. Try to take it out, see if we can take it out again. Wow, where are all these buyers coming from? It's just, where are they? Was there a tweet or something? It seems like we just sort of lost control of what was happening here. What is going on? I didn't see any data or anything come out. There wasn't anything on the calendar for 7:15 because this just went bid hard. I'm getting out of this. I don't care. Something's wrong. Maybe that's just the price action for today, but if it is, I'm not digging it. I'll just hang out. So it's 8:17. I'm not sure exactly when I paused the video previously, but I was short here at 13.5, and of course, if I would have just hung in a little bit longer, this would have had a pretty decent winner because it's traded down about 5 or 6 ticks after I scratched it. So it bid back up, and then now it paused here for a long time. I cleared out the bids and offers over here just to see if we got more absorption, which we didn't, but we just did get sellers step up pretty well. So I got in at 13, and if we get back up to 13.5, I'll add to it, and then you know, once again wrong at 14.5, just like the last trade that I didn't let play out. Of course it goes in my favor. So I don't know if anybody out there, if you guys are struggling with anything, but that's the one thing I'm struggling with the most. It's just letting things kind of play out. One of these days I'll learn, but right now it's just kind of a struggle. So ES came down, tested the lows. I think it popped it by a few ticks, and then now it's starting to push back up. Hopefully that continues. Still a very, very small range, pretty typical rollover. Excuse me. Let's see where they're trading at. September's, yeah, it's starting to, still about even. But I'm expecting, if we do get another push down lower, I'm expecting this to trade back down to, let's see exactly where that level was here. Yeah, so it looks like we got down to about 10 even. So if we do get a push lower, we would expect it to get back down to that level, most likely. We're having the same issue here where buyers are absorbing selling here at this level, starting to get a two-tiered shelf. Sellers were able to push through it last time. Hopefully they can push through it again. It is Friday. It's 8:23. Probably maybe another hour, and then I think things will dry up quite a bit. That's just my suspicion, but you never know. Okay, looks like we got something going here. Like I said, the previous low was right here. So I'll take off a little bit getting to that point. I think it was right there, I don't remember. $10 even. No reason to get greedy, just try to pull some off before that. Oh, that's only half of it actually. See if we can pull half off there, and then I'm cool with half off at the previous low. Based on the context, time of day, and everything, I'm not sure we can expect it to pop through that level at this point. See if we can do something a little different. I think I'll put a stop in right there and another stop right there. Just in case this pops back up, because it's a bit of a stall right here. ES is still pushing up to the highs, which is good, so it should put pressure on what's going on over here. 5 years still pushing the lows of the move. Come on. Couldn't get that fill, son of a bitch. I don't want to let this come all the way back on me. That would not be good. Damn, I was hoping it would push this down a little bit more. But they can't even take 11.5 back offer. It's only 1,300 in the queue at 11 even. So I was really hoping they would take this back offer and then push back down into that, try to get that fill. So I feel like I might as well just try to move this up. Oh, I distracted myself by talking, so I'm in a better position now. Come on, push it a little bit more. It's a little bit more of a push. Five-year's pushing lows. Bonds are pushing the lows of the move. They haven't let up. Just stalled out a little bit. Come on. It's about 1,200 orders, like real orders at this level. Everything else is just algos. Need those real orders to start pulling off. Might be the extent of the move right there. Yeah, somebody, one of these, guys on Twitter, I think said, and I mentioned this before, but nobody ever regrets really taking profits. You gotta kind of keep that in mind. Letting things play out and then just reading what's going on with the price action and just taking off, being satisfied with taking profits as they come. Okay, well, we got the fill at 11.5, and it's 8:47 a.m. Pacific time. I'm done. It's Friday. So just try to do a quick review here. We identified, I think in the pregame, 14 might be a level, and then 14. I think I said somewhere in this level, 13, 14. Might be some resistance as we pushed up to it. We got up to it initially, got in short, couldn't handle the heat, couldn't handle the back and forth, didn't like the price action, so covered that trade. Got back up here again, and we're able to take it and sell it back down, and just got filled. A little bit short of our target, but it's 3 or 4 ticks, and we'll take it. So that's it for Friday, for today. That's it for this week. Hope you guys had a good week, and I hope you have a good weekend. We'll see you all on Monday.